Welcome back to What Gets Measured, the NinjaCat podcast about marketing, performance, management, metrics, and effectiveness, because what gets measured gets managed. I'm your host, Jay Sanders, joined as always by Jessica Grazer, VP of Marketing here at NinjaCat. Today we're talking about a big blind spot in marketing, proving ROI from social media. Likes and followers are nice, but do they really move the needle? Our guest, Emeric Ernoult, has spent more than a decade tackling that question head-on. As the founder of Agorapulse, he built one of the first platforms to truly measure social ROI and grew it into a global leader trusted by agencies and brands alike. We'll dig into social media ROI, discuss how AI is reshaping the game, find out how missing a big trend in social can teach you how to appreciate the waves, and what agency leaders need to do right now to show the real value of social to their clients. It's a fun and helpful chat, so let's get to it. Emeric, welcome to the show. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Jake. I'm great. Thank you. Hello, Jessica, too. I'm great to be here. Thank you for having me. It's going to be fun.
Yes, it's going to be fun. So you've been at Agorapulse for a decade. Just take us back. What problems were you originally trying to solve? Sort of an interesting bio there, going from law into social media. We all know lawyers are hungry for that pathway. What problem were you trying to solve originally? Like, why'd you show up to this place?
Yeah, it's actually more than a decade. We did the Agorapulse project at the end of 2011, so it's almost 14 years now. It is 14 years. And before that, we already had a SaaS product, and we already were operating in the social media space, but we started that in 2001. And in 2001, they were not called SaaS nor social media. They were called ASP, application service providers, and communities. So that's where we were.
Old acronyms. I love that.
All my friends keep telling me, you invented Facebook before Facebook, because our first project was labeled your communities on the web like in real life. Because at the time, all communities were with fake pseudonyms, and they were all about people having shared hobbies, connecting online about their shared hobbies. But they were not about people who had a real relationship in real life, having that connection. So the concept of Facebook, LinkedIn, and all these didn't exist back then, and that's what we wanted to invent. But we didn't have the right execution, not the right timing, and it didn't work out so well.
Oh,
Yeah.
and so then that adapted over time,
We
right?
pivoted. As I probably don't have enough fingers on my two hands to count the number of times we had to pivot. But eventually there was a pivot that led to building Agorapulse. And at the time in 2011, mostly what it was a Facebook contest and promotion platform that was industrialized, because before we were building them bespoke, customized. And we decided that we didn't like to be a service provider, and we wanted to be a software product provider. And we started to take all the contests and promotions we had built on Facebook and put them into a single platform that people could use, self-serve, and build their own quiz and photo contest and sweepstake without having to pay thousands and thousands of dollars, but just $29 a month or $49 a month. And that's how it got born. So as you know, we do none of that today. So that was yet another pivot. Yeah.
No, so you pivot into social media management. You see this way to kind of like bundle.
Yep.
But that has evolved. I mean, there's been so many things that have come and gone in that area. I mean, I can't count on my hands how many things, old apps that I used to love that are now gone.
Automation.
Vine, anyone?
Yes, just
Meerkat, anyone?
Hootsuite. It was just all of these things. So think about that. Where do you think this is headed? I mean, the platforms, they still have their own, questionable way to work on those platforms. There's then the third party. What do you think is the next era? What do you think is going to be happening? Where do you see this social media management headed?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the question I get asked often is social media going to last or not last? If you think about social media as people expressing themselves on the web with tools, yes, this is going to last forever. And you have to think about social media in a way that goes a little bit beyond the big social networks, because a forum is social media, Glassdoor is social media, TripAdvisor is social media. If you think about Quora and Reddit, all of that is social media. It's because when
Sure.
people express themselves and where you can go and, first of all, you can know about it and get notified and actually get the insight. Number one. Number two, you can engage back, and number three, you can do something with it that's good for your business. That's always going to exist. I mean, there's no way we're going back to a static web HTML web pages where people cannot interact. So tools, software like ours, that's our goal. How do we transform that into insight, engagement, and business value? That's all there is for us to build and bring value to the market. Now, to the question, what are the next trends and the next thing and the next networks? I'm not really good.
You don't know, Emeric? Why don't you know?
I don't know.
We put
I
you
don't know.
on
I'm
here
pretty
because
I'm pretty
we thought
bad at
you
predicting
knew.
the future of what people are going to do next. For example, I completely missed TikTok. I didn't see TikTok coming. People were talking about TikTok, and I was like, yeah, it's nice cat dancing or whatever, and something not something interesting enough for me to pay attention to it until I realized, oh, it's actually addicting people to great content, which I understand will work, and then I say, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. So it's pretty hard for me to be good at predicting because I've been pretty bad at predicting in the past. But what I know is there will be new forums, and the forums that exist today are going to transform. So, for example, TikTok has led to an overwhelm of short vertical videos. You have them on Instagram, you have them on YouTube, you have them on Facebook, you have them on LinkedIn
Right.
now. Like, you have them everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And that changes the game for people who want to leverage social networks and social media in general to create awareness for what they do and to build communities online. And obviously you have to not ignore these. So I think in 2025 you cannot ignore vertical videos anymore, but the sooner you understand the value and what you can do about it, the better.
That point about value. So our audiences, digital marketers, social media managers, and in Agorapulse, I know you really lean into the idea of helping those marketers prove social ROI, not just about
Yeah.
automation and scheduling posts. So why do you think ROI has been so hard to measure on social media? And what needs to change about the way maybe you think about it or the way you are measuring your social engagement as a brand or as an agency on behalf of brands to really prove
Yeah.
ROI?
Well, first and foremost, my line of business before being a CEO, because I started this business as a bootstrap business, so I basically did all the jobs on the map when we were 4, 5, 6 people to try to grow this. And the line of business I run the longest time was marketing. So that's the one I know the best. And I think we can all agree that measuring marketing as a whole is complicated. Like, it's not only a social media problem, it's a marketing problem. It's easy to measure the sales function, right? If they sell or they don't sell, how much money did they close this month? They closed that much. Okay, cool. They did a good job. They closed this much, not good. Or they closed nothing, not a good job. That's very easy to say yes or no, black or white. Think about the product team. Did they launch their new feature that they promised at the beginning of the month? Did they have a lot of bugs? Did they fix the stability issues that pushed our customers away? It's easy. It's less black and white than a sales function, but it's still much more black and white than a marketing function. Because the product works, it's there, and it works or not. But there's no, it's kind of there, it kind of works. That's not the way you measure product.
Right.
Or whatever you ship and sell to your customers. If it's a service, like, did we deliver the service that we were supposed to deliver? When it comes to marketing, it's very, very more complex, because there are 2 legs in the marketing function. There's a leg that make you known by your market. Oh yeah, I heard about them, I know about them, they're great. And then when they need you, they know you exist, and they put you on the white list, right? So we need to choose between Salesforce and HubSpot and Pipedrive and this. These are brands that you all know and that you've heard of, and you know that if you need to change to choose your next CRM, you're going to pick one of them, or you're going to at least do your market research. That's called brand awareness. And brand awareness is the most fuzziest word you can have in marketing, but still, If you're not doing it right, you will never do the white list. You will never, the short list. You will never be known, and people who are going to be in the market, when they will be in the market, will not think about you. So you need to allocate some of your marketing activities to that. When you can track it, you're probably not going to track any revenue attributed to that. You're probably not going to track anything that's very connected to lead generation or revenue or anything like that. But you still need to be known and create marketing that helps you get there. And then there's the other leg, which is I need to drive business, and I need to drive leads. I need to drive opportunities for the sales team. If you're having a sales team, I need to drive free trials to my product. If you're driving a low price self-service product, I need to drive new customers to my agency. If you're selling services, whatever that is, you cannot just, let's work on this funny video that's going to make us more known than the month before. You need to do that, but you also need to drive the business. Here, it's easier to attribute and measure, but still, it's plenty of challenges. And I can tell you the challenges that we have, and I don't know about yours, but one of the main challenges was the data challenge. It's like, is our data clean? Is it easy to read? Is it hallucinating? Every time we ask the data lake what we have, is the result making sense? Is it not duplicated? Is it like all of these things? And what I've learned along all these years as a business owner is that marketing as a whole is so freaking hard to get the attribution right and the measurement right. And this is the same for social media. It's not very different from social media than any other marketing channel. If you think about social media as you have to build an audience, as if you have to build an email list, you have to build organic traffic to your website, you have to build all these things. It's kind of the same thing. And once the audience is there, you have to engage them. So once they land on your website, they need to transform into something that's valuable. If they just visit and leave, you get nothing. If you're building an email, they have to engage with your email, i.e. they have to click, they have to do something after receiving the email, opening it, clicking on it, and so on and so forth. Same for social media. They have to engage back. They have to have some kind of validation that they enjoy your content, that they find value in your content, that they find answers to their questions, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of the same thing. And after that, you want to track what's happening next. And that's where email had solutions. Organic traffic and website had solutions to track what happened next. They were mostly based on UTMs and Google Analytics or the equivalent. And social media had nothing. And that's basically where we created some innovation by giving social media the exact same tools you would have on your website, on your email list, or your advertising software, like making sure that things that were happening after the interaction with a social post were tracked on the whatever next you were sending them. So it's the one very simple thing that we created for social media that was already existing for email marketing automation, and advertising and organic website traffic, and not for social media. But for everything else, what you're trying to do with your social media presence, you're trying to build those two legs. Am I being seen? Am I adding value? Because of that, am I growing in terms of reputation and what people think about me, and why people would be more willing to add me to their short list when they're ready? That's leg number one. And leg number two, am I generating leads this month for my sales team to close, or my free trial product to get more opportunities, and so on and so forth? And social media can absolutely do both. But it's as difficult as email. Like, I don't know if you've seen great email strategies, but I've seen a ton of shitty email strategies.
I was saying, where are they locked away?
Yeah, probably more than shitty social media strategies. But what's difficult is at least, we sent that many emails. We have a list of that many things. So you still have a vanity metric that some people will look at. Oh, great. Where the vanity metric of followership on social media is, nobody will buy that for any kind of value. But a big list where you send a lot of emails, they will say, oh, that's great, until there's no open, there's no click, and there's no next step in that regard. But it's the same thing.
Do you think that the vanity metrics are still a trap that a lot of marketers fall into when reporting, or have we evolved beyond that? Or
Yeah, it is still a trap. Yeah.
And so when they,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you advise for when it comes to reporting, though, kind of having the two legs of the stool, like the brand side and the lower funnel reporting, presented separately, or is it different teams? Is it one team presenting both, or how do you think
Mm.
about um,
Yeah,
showing
that's a
that?
great question. Obviously, it depends on your size. It depends on your size and your maturity level. Large companies will have a brand team and they will have a demand gen team or a lead gen team or a growth team that they give that many different names. But yeah, in larger companies with a lot of people and a lot of resources, they will split the effort. Um, in smaller companies like my size type of company, we're 200 people. It will be the same team. There will not be two different teams. At the end of the day, I think most companies will not have different teams because most companies are less than 200 people in the world, in the realm of all the companies in the world. And I think it's a good thing because I think if you're smart and again less than 200 people, you should be able to create marketing activities that are going in both directions, that are getting both results achieved at the same time. If you're a webinar, let's say you do a webinar, and you're then going to promote that webinar, obviously via email, via paid, via social media, and via partners and influencers and so on and so forth. If your webinar is incredibly useful, is incredibly unique, and has content that's going to solve something for them that's woof through the roof, you're going to do both things at the same time. People are going to remember you. Oh, I love this company and the content delivered to me for free. It really helped me. It changed the way I do this X, Y, and Z. Super helpful. Love it. That's a lead, and that's brand awareness built for the years to come or the quarters to come at the very least. So if you're doing marketing right, you should be able to get both results at the same time. You don't have to pick between one or the other. The reason people usually do brand and lead in different ways because their lead gen is very boring, and very like the way they go out to the world is not very exciting. And so they get some leads of people who are super warm, super hot, but they don't do the awareness. They don't build the brand awareness that they should be building by delivering something that's more valuable. So that's my philosophy on this.
I have a question. There's something about you miss TikTok, and sorry to keep bringing that up. I was the whole time you've been talking, I was like, he missed TikTok. I think I had a similar vibe to it. I was like, what is this? It seems a little bit throwaway. It seems a little bit, but what you just said, I think maybe the way you're viewing these two different things, awareness and then an opportunity for decision, you have to balance these two things. It seemed like TikTok was too much on this just attractive, attentive
Awareness.
kind of
Yeah.
generating thing. And that's what made you blind to it. It isn't that. Maybe, I don't know if there's anything here, but I'm just wondering if maybe because I thought the same thing. I still kind of think the same thing. I mean, in this country, it's supposed to be banned. And so I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, we're supposed to just keep going. But anyway, it's here. And I'm like, am I fully sold on it? I could absolutely do some TikToks, but it still feels performative and
Well,
attentive
they think a
driving
lot of
and
the
not.
leadership or the client, maybe still sees social channels as soft channels, or, it's just kind of that floaty.
Oh, right. That's what I'm
And
thinking.
so
Yeah.
how would you advise them to kind of think about marrying the soft metrics with the hard metrics? And I think that given that,
And not miss the TikTok, not miss the next TikTok.
Yeah. First of all, I'd make people think about what are the 5 largest, most respected brands that they can think of. And I would then ask them, why, based on what you've seen about them, you think they are the most respected brands for you. And what you will get from this answer is that all these brands have one thing in common. They are building this awareness and they are doing marketing so people remember them and name them. And, oh yeah, these are the 5 brands I think of when I think about sport, when I think about food, when I think about travel, when I think about anything. So at the end of the day, It's not a soft metric. It's the hardest metric on the planet, because the most successful businesses are the one you know. The one you don't know, they're probably not as successful.
Who could say?
Yeah.
Who could say? I think that's very
At the end
subjective.
of the day, you do business with the brands you know, with the businesses you know,
Right.
and at the end of the day, if you've not created your marketing in a way that people remember it and come back to it because it's interesting to them, you fail, or you stay small, or you never succeed. And I think that what people see as soft metrics are not that soft. So let's take one metric, that's the engagement you get with your content. If the engagement you get with your content is very low, what does that tell you? And yes, you can argue that this is a vanity metric because there's no business directly attached to it. But what it tells you is that there's either not enough people exposed to it, i.e. not enough engagement because in the first place, not enough people saw it. Or if a lot of people saw it, they don't give a crap. And if they don't give a crap, that's a signal that what you do is not interesting. So what do you do with that signal? You do more of the crap, or you change your strategy and you say, I need to do something else.
Wait, can I just talk about indifference and algorithmic distribution, malnutrition? Because like you're saying, like, oh, people, they're just indifferent. Did the algorithm park me in a cul-de-sac somehow? And because I'm kind of bandy about with that sometimes. I'm like, yo, no one cares. And you're like, or do they just not know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get through that distribution barrier? Because don't you gotta spread that thing farther than you think. What do you deal with that? How do you get out of the algorithm cul-de-sacs?
Yeah. First of all, are there people who succeed in doing that? If the answer is yes, then they're doing something that you should be at least thinking about, or at least be inspired by. I know a lot of people who build incredibly successful business just on social media. I've not cracked their secret. I have not done what they've done, but I see it exists. I've seen brands that are selling B2B to other brands that are very successful, or entrepreneurs who are very successful on LinkedIn or YouTube. I don't have any examples of brand very successful I have example of small brands somewhat successful on Facebook and Instagram, but I personally know people who are very successful thanks to YouTube and thanks to LinkedIn. So it does exist. And the key is not, is it possible, not possible? Are the algorithm going to play against me or with me? Some people succeed in getting the algorithm to play their game. So what do they do and why is that? And what I see, the common pattern I see among all of these who are successful is an incredible amount of work for an incredible amount of time at an incredible rate with an incredibly useful content strategy. And when you piece all of that together, you're like, that sounds hard. Yes, it is hard.
There's no shortcut, in other
But
words.
it does work because it's a noisy world. There are a lot of people who are trying to succeed. There are a lot of businesses who are competing for attention. And it's not what we all want is not going to be easy to get. It doesn't mean that the channel is the problem. It means that the noise and the competition is the thing that we need to outcompete.
Good product or good content or a good content strategy will always rise above just kind of the
Yeah.
mediocre.
Yeah, like a good movie, you're going to go watch a good movie, not a bad movie. It's the exact same thing. So the bad movie is not going to make a lot of money. And it's the same thing for businesses because you don't have time to go watch 20 movies a week. So you can only do 2 a month and you have to make a choice. And everybody has to do the same thing with the product they buy and the services they subscribe to.
I think this is kind of an interesting segue into our questions around AI, because as we know, AI is proliferating, a lot of content and a lot of very
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of questionable content. So kind of how do you see the role of AI generated content, impacting social media?
Absolutely. AI is a multiplier. It's going to be a multiplier of crap, or it's going to be a multiplier of great content for those who have the great ideas and the great message to share. if what you've been doing is a bit crappy and you ask AI to help you do more of that, it's going to be even more crappy. And I see crappy content produced by AI all day, and and it's not good. And the problem we're going to have more and more is that now it's going to be by the millions. Now we're going to be surrounded by it, which will make it even less visible, because there will be more and more and more of the bad stuff. So which will make it even more challenging for the other bad stuff created by humans to surface, to appear. But when what you create is really, really good, and usually it's based on your instinct, it's based on your experience, it's based on your unique way as a business, as an entrepreneur, as a person, as a freelancer, whatever. If your unique way is really, really awesome, and you use AI to multiply this, then you're going to get more awesomeness.
Yeah.
And that's my view of AI as of today. Just to illustrate that, I'm currently writing a book, and I thought it would take me a year to write the book. I'm at month 2. I'm already 70% into the book, because, and I think my book will be awesome, by the way, because it's unique and it's about my experience. It's about something I really care about. So I think it's going to be great.
Right.
It's going to help a lot of people. But
Nice.
AI is just multiplying the speed at which I can write the book, and I can challenge the book, and I can improve the book. And I think that's going to be true for everything. If the foundation of what you do in whatever it is great, then AI is just going to multiply that.
And so, speaking more about AI kind of handling that social media management, coming in here and helping kind of tabulate those vanity metrics, maybe help you parse through those things.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Maybe, I mean, I'm most interested in AI that helps expose those channels where you can go and distribute
Oh, yeah.
more. Like maybe AI is going to give you more expansive opportunities. I mean, speak more about AI working behind the scenes. Like
Yeah,
how
absolutely. So
how is it helping? Because not just creating content, like that's great, but how are you using it in the workroom?
yeah, absolutely. So there are so many ways AI can change the game in content creation, in content distribution, obviously, and also in understanding how things worked or didn't work when you push them. Um, and also for those who have a lot of volume of engagement, comments, reviews, whatever that is, AI
Yeah.
can help you grow faster through them, have proposed responses or suggested responses, and that kind of stuff. So that in order to improve the workflow and the process of things that you're already doing, AI is perfect. So for that, it's going to save you a lot of time that human beings don't add a lot of value to, but they just add a value to making sure it's as good as it could be, and sending it back. On the analyzing, AI is ideal to analyze big data that you as a human brain would never have the time to look at comprehensively. And we have dozens and dozens and dozens of dashboards and bar charts and and pies and all sorts of visualization of your data. Let's face it, nobody watches them all every month. It's impossible. There's way too much.
Hey,
So
that's
what
a
AI
shock.
can do?
I worked hard on making that dashboard, Emeric.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I have so many dashboards, you have no idea. But at the end of the day, that's not the dashboard you want. Most of the time, you want the insights behind the dashboards, and it's where AI is going to be super helpful and handy, because AI is going to say, your engagement went down last week, and what we see is that you did more of this and less of that, and we think that's the reason why engagement is down, because there is a direct correlation between this change of behavior on your end and this change of result. That's a very basic, simple example of what AI can do that would take you 30 minutes of analysis and would take it 30 seconds of 3 tokens and 12 cents to get the answers to you. So that's
Why
that's
would
an
you do
area that's absolutely amazing. And in the content creation space, there's so many things AI is going to be able to help you with. For example, looking at everything you've done in the past and say, when you do this kind of content, it works really well on that kind of platform with this kind of video or photo or text or topic or whatever. Like
Totally.
the amount of help you can have, the amount of assistance you can have from AI is absolutely staggering. So for example, something you can already do now, it's not perfect, but it works. We have a podcast interview today. Maybe there will be a video of that podcast that will be posted online. I do many of those. when I take the whole video and I send it to specific AI video editing program, it's gonna take this and say, oh, this is an interesting piece, and this is an interesting piece, and this is an interesting piece, and it's gonna edit the right 5, 6, 7 vertical videos that it can be extract from that, and give them to me with all the text on it and the overlay and the transcript and yada yada yada, without having a human being touch it, me spending a dime on it, and then that's going to be able to be pushed on all the vertical video social media platforms. So a year from today, that's all going to be agents working for us, and because that content, you and I are creating it now. And maybe there are pieces of that that's interesting to some people, and maybe I can use that to push my brands on LinkedIn. But as in, like, think 2 years ago, oh my God, the amount of work you had to put on the table to get that done, I would have never done it.
Transcriptions alone. I mean, you're like there's it's just a lot stopping us.
Yeah.
But you're bringing up interesting things about agents, automated traffic. These agents, there's a future where they're clicking, they're buying, they're shopping, they're scrolling, they're trying on your dresses. What? My agent tried on these pants for me, and it didn't work out. So anyway, think about that and speak briefly about social media engagement with the bots coming. And this is a proposed thing, but that agentic layer, how are we gonna figure that out? Well, do you have a thought for that?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that, but LinkedIn already announced that they're going all against agents engagement or AI engagement. So I think
When was that? What?
last week, I think my social media manager shared something on. I have a social media manager, and she shared interesting
Well, look at
stuff
you.
on LinkedIn. So I saw that.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and you can check on the Agorapulse LinkedIn account. It was last week, I think, and she shared something. So apparently they are completely aware that this is a problem, and they are going against it. Fortunately, AI leaves traces. Like AI can smell AI, and so they can recognize their buddies. Oh, this is my buddy Claude, or this is my buddy GPT, and they can detect that. And I think what they're going to invest in detecting that and getting rid of it, because it is, that would be a problem, obviously, if we could not make a difference, the difference between this is a real human saying something real versus this is someone using a bot doing it and they don't even know they're doing it. That would kind of kill the purpose of social media as a whole. So for sure, that would be an issue. So my take is the social networks are going to get better at recognizing it and slaying it, putting it away.
Wow. Nice.
So separately,
Hopefully.
agents, bots, whatever AI of the future, just personally, I know you're writing a book, it's coming next, but for Agorapulse, what problem are you most excited about tackling next, and what's ahead for the business?
So it's many different small problems, if I can call them small problems, that I already mentioned several of them, but it's basically, I think what AI is going to do as a whole, as a wave, is making our lives easier by removing all the boring, time consuming and stuff that does make us happy and excited, and help us do more of the stuff that we enjoy doing. So we're very focused on what do people do today and spend most of their time on that they don't enjoy, or that's sucking too much time out of their day, and we can automate or help speed up. So all that, looking at a very busy inbox and automating the responses with or without their green light. So we're obviously pushing for, you should check what it's doing before you press send. But eventually, as the AI gets better and better and better, where you could have AI check AI. I probably heard about RAGs. So we're looking into that, making all of these mundane tasks that they're doing on a daily basis, responding to support queries, like that being automated as much as possible. So that's one thing. Analyzing big data, like I said earlier, like understand what's working and why. That's also a big one. So this one is less on helping them do mundane tasks faster. It's more on, have a real grip on what's working and what's not working, so you can get better by actually getting the insights. But I'd say the area where I'm the most excited is the content creation area, because we all started there. Remember, 20 minutes ago, we said it's by having the best possible content strategy and content out there that you're going to shine and become a successful business or a successful entrepreneur or a successful service provider. So it all starts with what can you share with the world that's going to be seen by the world as so valuable that they want to buy something from you. And I think if we can help people do that better and actually shine more, then that would be super exciting. And there's so much AI can do to make you shine more. Like I give you the example, I do all these podcasts and I don't really leverage them enough, but AI can help me do that and can probably help me do that better in the future. That would be a super big win. And when you look at businesses proposing a content strategy and content pieces based on the stuff they've already published, based on the stuff that they read online, the stuff that inspires them. So there are so many different content sources that you can use to get inspiration for great content in your everyday life. That I think that's where the most innovative and revolutionary features are going to come in the future. And that's what I'm excited about.
Nice, man. So this is an amazing opportunity to look into the future with Emeric, who says that he does not know what's going to happen. I think you're not going to find somebody who's as humble. I think there's intellectual humility running throughout this whole thing, and I think people would be foolish not to connect with you. Where can they learn about you, Agorapulse? Where can they connect and learn more about you online?
Yeah, the one social network that I still invest a lot of time on is LinkedIn. So they can connect with me on LinkedIn. And if they connect with me on LinkedIn and they add a little note that says, "Yeah, I heard you on a podcast," at least I know where they're coming from. Then I can accept the invitation. And if they have any question for me, I'll always happy to respond. Very few people do that, so I can still say that publicly. I don't know if it's going to last forever, but for now, it's okay. Yeah, the one thing I don't do is accept invitation of people I don't know with no notes, because I have dozens a day and my LinkedIn would become a zoo. So I'd rather keep it safe.
Cheese or chocolate?
Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Cheese or chocolate?
Oh, cheese.
You sure?
Yeah, 100%.
You said, yeah, cycle cheese. Get out of here. Surfing or skateboarding?
Well, surfing.
Do you have a bio?
You hurt yourself less when you fall.
I was just, as you were talking, I was like, oh, you fall into the water.
Let's
Yeah.
go into a shark. And
See, Jess is there. Jess, what would you select, surfing or skateboarding?
I would pick surfing also, but I feel like the dangers of the sea are a little bit more intense.
I think I would face drowning over head injuries. Okay, that's a great one. Okay, now this, I don't know what's going on with this question. It's carbo loaded. Potatoes or rice? You have to choose.
Potatoes.
What do you think, Jess?
Yeah, also potatoes.
I think potatoes too. All right. Something happened. We've been colonized. It's the Western answer. Okay, next. Fall or spring?
I'll spring 100%.
Wow. Okay, Jess?
Yeah, I always pick spring because it's just hopeful into summer. Like summer is the best, so I'm like, it extends that
Spring.
optimism.
Same here.
I don't know why I'm digging
Days are
fall.
getting longer, not shorter.
I know. You're right. You're right. All right. Okay, there wasn't a right answer, but both of you are right. Okay, here we go. Group workout or solo in the gym?
Totally solo in the gym. I have a gym downstairs. I used to go to the gym next door. There were 10 people with loud music and stuff. I was like, I can't wait to have my own gym and be on my own in my own gym.
I'm out. What do you think, Jess?
I mean, I do like my yoga app at home, so I guess that's the same. But it's a
guess
group
it's-
class, but you're all separate. So I don't know.
I think in 2025 that might be a group class. I don't know. Oh, solo in the gym. It's got to be. But people love the workouts, and I want people to have fun together in a group. Okay, last one. Man, this is a tough one. Or actually, it might be pretty easy. DJ or live band?
DJ, 100%.
100%. Jess, what do you think?
I'm a
I
big
live
electronic.
band 100%.
Live band? Okay, wait. Emeric,
you
explain
are.
DJs. Explain it. He's in Paris.
Why the DJ?
Yeah, why the DJ go?
Oh, because I've been listening to electronic music since I was, I don't know, 12.
And nothing hits like that.
Yeah,
It
and
is
I
true.
love beats and I love DJs. I love DJs. I know a lot of DJs, and for me, they are the band. Yeah, yeah. I've rarely gone to a concert, so I've listened to DJ sets a lot when I was younger, but concert not as much. So it's really my DNA. So, and